Hello everyone, welcome to this particular video tutorial, and in this video tutorial we'll learn about the inter-thread communication in Java. So the inter-thread communication generally means that how two threads will communicate among themselves, two or more threads, how they will communicate among themselves and whenever required among themselves. Yes, that's the topic over here. So related to this topic, whatever the programs we have we required to explain, I'll provide those programs, and definitely I'll explain it using this Eclipse IDE. I'll run these programs, execute these programs, and let you know how the things actually happens. So just hold, wait, understand the concepts. So we know about the from the last video we know about the synchronization, that the synchronization blocks, synchronization methods, and the static synchronizations, right? So we know that when we come into the synchronization concept, what happens actually? Synchronization is like many threads will try to access a particular shared resource. Now the only one thread will get the shared resource access, and other threads will not get it until this thread completes its task. Yes. Now what if one thread is required to be stopped? I mean, what if we would like to say that, okay, one thread is accessing the shared resource. If we tell that particular thread that, okay, you wait now, you need not to go and access that object, you release the lock for the time being and wait until another thread will come and tell that thing to this particular thread, it will keep on getting the lock. So basically what I'm telling is that two or more thread will access a particular shared resource. Now when a particular method, that is the wait method, I'll come to that thing later, will call, then that thread will wait and not execute the shared resource. Now the another thread will come and that thread will tell that thread, notify that thread to again execute. So that time it will keep on executing. So this is known as the inter-thread communication. One thread will tell another thread to either continue the processing or to wait. Yes, in this way synchronized threads will communicate to each other. So inter-thread communication is a mechanism in which a thread is paused running in its critical section, another thread is allowed to enter in the same critical section to be executed. So that's the concept basically. Yes, we'll just fulfill this particular thing in case of thread communication, inter-thread communication. Three methods are there, just three methods are there. You should supposed to know these three methods, and there are different versions, there are different signatures, they are overloaded signatures. Then the thing is done. I'll go through with the program and the concept will be completed to you. What are those things actually? The first thing is that wait method, then we have the notify method and the notify all method. As you can understand that wait method will make a thread wait and it will not execute until it gets notified. And notify all means all the threads which will be having access to that objects will be notified. So we'll come one by one, okay, and make you understand these things. First we go through with the wait method. What the wait method is? Wait method will cause the current thread to release the lock. Suppose the current thread is there, suppose one thread is there, it has got to lock to some object. Suppose the object is to withdraw money from an ATM. So one thread, there are two threads, okay, and the object is withdraw money or deposit money. So one thread is depositing the money, correct? If you call the wait method, it will cause the withdrawing thread, the thread which was withdrawing money, to pause and wait. Yes, until either another thread will invoke the notify method or the notify all method will be called to that particular object. So if suppose there is another method who deposit the money, one method who withdraw money, another thread which deposit money. So when you are going to withdraw money, you has been called to wait, so that the other thread who has notified you to wait, so that the other thread who is depositing the money will deposit the money, then it will notify you that, okay, my job is done. Now now the withdrawing thread's job is done, it can now withdraw the money. That's the concept over here. Yes, there is another option that a particular thread will wait unless a particular time is over. Suppose it has given the time of 5 minutes. So it will wait you to do whatever the thing. Suppose you are depositing money. So this money withdrawal thread will wait for 5 minutes. If it calls wait within the bracket, the time amount if it provides, then it will wait for that certain amount of time. Then if you can't deposit the money, still it will start withdrawing the money. It will do its job. Understood? Yes, so we have two wait methods. This is the simplest wait method. That is, it will keep on waiting unless the object is notified. The current object will what? The current thread will wait unless the object which has the lock is notified. Yes, using the notify method or notify all method. And we have another wait method. This is the overloaded version of the wait method. Here what we'll do? Here we'll pass the long timeout, a particular value over here. So up to that particular amount of time, the current object, the current calling thread will wait. After that, it will start and resume the operation. And we have another method, notify. Definitely, as I told, notify method will wake up the thread that is waiting. That's it. One thread is waiting. If it gets the notify method call, then it will wake up. That is, it will start execution. Yes, you can choose it. One of them is chosen to be awakened. So suppose many threads are waiting. So one of the thread can be given the name, and that particular thread will be start execution its job. The notify method, so this is the signature for notify, okay? If we just call notify, it's public final, that's it. It void, it returns nothing. Notify method is like the same job it does like the notify method, but it will wake up all the thread which is waiting for these objects. Yes, having the same signature, just the name is different, notify all. So here the inter-thread communication is being explained. See this, what's happening over here, you can see it very easily. It is easily understandable thing. See here, entry set, the owner and wait set. What you are doing basically here one thread is entering to acquire the lock of this particular object. Yes, now this lock, the thread has got the lock. Yes, it has become the owner of this particular thread. Yes, now the thread will go to the waiting state if you call the wait method. Suppose it's in the waiting state. Just to imagine that this is in the waiting state because you have called the wait method on the object. Yes, otherwise after the thing is done, if you don't call the wait method, it will release the lock and the thread will exit. Yes, now if you call, so this is what? It is waiting to be notified, correct? Now if you call this notify method, then it will get notified. Yes, if you call the notify all method, then all threads will go to the runnable state. Yes, now the thread is available here. Now the thread is now available. Now it can get the lock of the method. Yes, now if you don't call the wait method, again, then this process, this particular thread will do what? This particular thread will complete its task and then it will ask for releasing the lock automatically and exit the monitor of the object. That's what will be done. So this scenario can be explained by using a simple program. I'll go to that program. Before that, one small doubt related to this topic will be clear in front of you. Many students ask this question, especially those who are learning first time. Why this wait method, notify method and notify all method? These three methods are defined in the object class. Okay, it's not defined in the thread class. Why? Because wait, notify and notify all, actually these three methods works on locks, object lock, and object lock is related to the object method. Locks are not available in the thread class. Objects are available to, that the object locks are available to object class, that is java.lang.object class. Over there locks are available. That's why these methods are also defined into the object class, not in the thread class. So there is a method known as the sleep, which you had gone through, right? So you might have another question, especially the first time learners ask this question. Then what's the difference between this sleep and wait? See, there is a huge difference between wait and sleep. See, the first thing is that for sleep, there is no concept of lock. But for wait, it depends on the lock concept only. It releases the lock, correct? Wait, but sleep doesn't have anything related to the lock. It just make the made the thread sleep mode. That's it. For a specific amount of time, it will sleep. It will pause the work and then it will complete. The thread will complete like this. But wait will not do the same thing until it is notified by notify or notify all method. It should be notified by either notify or notified all method. Otherwise, it will keep on into the paused stage only. Similarly, wait is defined as I told just before in the object class because it deals with the locks. Sleep deals with the thread only, so it defines into the thread class. Got it? Now wait method is a non-static method, but sleep method is a static method. You can call sleep directly. Wait is a non-static method. See, we'll go through that particular concept with a simple program, and this program I'll explain in front of you, and it will be 100% clear to you what is this and how it works basically. So we'll see how do threads communicate among themselves using this particular program. So this public class test, so I have to give this test as a name of this file, right? Because it has the public static void main method. So we'll refract it. See, now this program is very simple. This program has one class named as the customer, another class named as the test, correct? What we are doing in the customer class has one integer variable amount which has 10,000 rupees. You just imagine as rupees or dollar. So $10,000 suppose it has. Okay, now we have synchronized void withdraw, and it is taken as an argument integer amount. So this amount, whether it is rupees or dollar, any other currency we have, it is being inputted over here. The values are being inputted over there, correct? Yes, and if we call this withdraw method, keep one thing in mind, it is synchronized method. So one thread can only call withdraw and complete its task before only another thread can call this method, because it is synchronized method. If you have any doubt in synchronized keyword, please watch my synchronized method and synchronized block and static synchronized examples in my other video which has been provided. So when you are calling this withdraw method, then what's happening? First you are printing going to withdraw. Yes, then this is the very simple logic we put. This dot amount, this refers to the current object. So this dot amount means the amount which you are passing over here. If this amount is less than what? Less than the amount, this dot amount means the current objects, so this particular value will be referred over there. So 10,000, this particular value is referred. If this particular value 10,000 is less than the amount which you are going to withdraw, then we'll print less balance waiting for deposit. Less balance and waiting for deposit. Why should we supposed to display this? Because we are going to tell that the amount which you are going to withdraw, that much amount we don't have in our balance. Yes, so we are printing less balance waiting for deposit, and then we are calling that wait method. See, that's the important thing over here. Wait method we are printing here. I'll put into the different blocks so that you can understand easily. So wait method may generate an exception, that's why you are putting into the try block, and then we are putting it into the catch block. Yes, if any exception generates, it can handle. So the entire process, the entire Java program will not be fallen, and it should not supposed to stop prematurely. So we are keeping this exception handling code over there. So we are calling the wait method. So which particular thread will wait? The thread which will try to withdraw the amount more than the amount it has. Then it will call wait. Yes? Are you clear? If the amount is less than 10,000, then this if condition will not be satisfied, correct? Then it will not go inside the block of the if. So 5 to line number 11 will not get executed. Rather, what will happen here? It will go to the this dot amount is equals to this dot amount minus amount. So minus equals to we have here, this particular operator we have. So if it is less than 10,000, suppose 8,000 rupees you have passed into the withdraw method calling. So 10,000 minus 8,000, 2,000 will be printed, and it will be printed in the output screen. That is, the amount value will be set to 10,000 minus 8,000 is equals to 2,000. And in the next line, we will print withdraw completed. It will be printed into the output screen, withdraw completed. Now we have another synchronized method. It's very nice to see that deposit, the opposite method, correct? It was withdraw method, synchronized. Now we have the deposit method. It is also a synchronized method. So one thread can access it until complete, another thread cannot access it in the meantime. System.out.println going to deposit. We are printing in the output screen going to deposit. What you are going to deposit? the amount after depositing this particular amount. Suppose the amount is 10,000 here. So this dot amount is at the very beginning, it will be how much? 10,000, correct? It will add that amount over there. Yes, and it will print in the output screen deposit completed, and then it will notify. So what it is notifying? It will notify to that particular thread which is waiting, which got the wait call. So first, if you try to deduct, if you try to withdraw the amount larger than 10,000, then what will happen? Then only it will happen that it will call the wait method, and the method will wait over there. It will release the lock and wait for a notify signal. In this way, these two threads are communicating among themselves. Now, whenever it will get the notify call, when it will call the notify, when the amount is sufficient. Yes, when someone has deposited the amount, then only we are calling that particular method again. That check that we have more deposit amount. Is your amount less than the deposited amount? Yes or no? That is less than the balance? Yes or no? If it is less than yes, then it will set this particular lines of code. That is, it will set that amount minus this present amount withdrawn. Otherwise, it will call again the if statement, and again it will get the wait call. It will release the lock and wait for a notify method, unless until some other person some other thread call the deposit method and deposit more money than the withdrawn money. That's it. That's the concept. Yes, that concept is depicted over here by using the customer class and executed through the test class. How? We have created a final object C. Okay. Now see, this particular object is now calling the new thread and calling the start method. See, two threads we are calling by using the object. We are calling the withdraw and deposit methods. This is an anonymous class. Which class it is? It's a thread class, because we are going to create a thread. That's it. So new thread means a new thread object, anonymous object, and is created of the class thread, correct? And public void run is given in between there. So whenever the particular class is, there is a new thread is created, it will be created, we are calling start over here. So that thread object will call start, and immediately it will go to the runnable state and it will be running through this run method. So while it will run in the run method, what we'll do, using the customer class object, we are calling the withdraw method with the value 15,000. So you're withdrawing how much? 15,000. So if this thread execute first, then what will happen? It will try to withdraw 15,000, but the amount is how much? 10,000. So it will come to this if statement will be true. 15,000, this dot amount is what? 10,000. Yes. And what is this amount? 15,000. Yes. Correct. This dot amount is what? It will be calling the current object. Now current object means what? C. C is the current object. Correct. We are calling this current object. C dot withdraw, right? So C dot withdraw value is how much? 15. So it will be 15,000. 15,000 is not less than, yes, this 15,000. Sorry, this amount is not less than this particular amount. So balance is less. We are trying to withdraw how much? 15,000. But it is less than what? 10,000. So this condition is satisfying. Yes. So less balance waiting for deposit will be printed. Then the thread will wait till it get notified. So who will notify it? We are creating another thread object, correct, and calling the start method over here. So this thread will start, and then you are calling the run method. So when you are calling this run method, what will happen? When the start method will make it to the runnable, it will start running by using the run method. Then what we are calling it? We are calling C.deposit. Then what will happen over here exactly? C.deposit will deposit this much amount. How much amount? 10,000 amount. So it will go to this deposit method. Where is the deposit method? Yes, here is the deposit method. So inside the deposit method, it will get this amount, correct? So it will get it deposited over here. So currently how much amount we have? 10,000. 10,000, how much you are passing here? Again 10,000 you are passing, correct? So 10 plus 10, 20,000 will be the current balance now. So after making the balance, that is amount is equals to 20,000 and printing that deposit completed, you are calling the notify method. So again that first thread will get called. Then when it will get called, then what will happen? It will again call that method. Now again it will call this C.withdraw 15,000. Yes. And the 15,000, it is not less than 20,000. Yes. Sorry, 15. It has become 20,000. Now amount has now become 20,000 due to this particular line number 17. So 15,000. Yes, it's less than 20,000. Yes, correct. 15,000 is less than what? 20,000. So now it will not satisfy the if statement. Rather, it will come over here and it will print that this dot amount is equals to this dot amount. So 20,000 minus how much? 10,000. How much are you deducting? 15,000, I think. Sorry, wait a minute. Let me check the code. Yeah, we're deducting 15,000. So 20,000, it will call 20,000. This dot amount is equals to 20,000 is equals to 20,000 minus 15,000. So it will be remaining amount will be 5,000. And then withdraw completed will be printed. We are not going to print this value. That's it. If you print, it will get that result. So that's an assignment. You can do it. You can practice that thing. You should try to print this amount value, this dot amount. You should supposed to print this dot amount into the by using system.out.println and see the result. I'm just printing it without printing these values. So now see which one has executed first. C.withdraw has executed first, right? So that's why it is printing here C.withdraw. So going to withdraw is printed first. Now this condition is what? This condition has become true because we're going to withdraw 15,000 rupees, but the amount is what? 10,000. Yes? So 15,000 is less than 10,000, correct? Sorry, 10,000 is less than 15,000. Sorry, you can understand, hope that. I'm using, when I'm speaking now, I'm making some little, 10,000 to 15,000 and making the distance. I mean, some statements which are not fitting actually. So 10,000 is less than how much? 15,000, correct? Yes, so it is less balance. Sorry, 15, again I'm doing the same thing. 15,000 is trying to withdraw, but amount is how much? 10,000 we have. So we are printing less balance, waiting for deposit. And then the method will go to the wait method. And it is calling the wait method now. So it is now into the wait state. It is waiting to be notified. Now this thread is running and depositing how much amount? 10,000 amount. So it will be, see here, going to withdraw and less balance waiting for deposit is printed. Yes, but it has not reached to this line. Has it reached? No. Withdraw completed is not reached yet because this wait method has been called and the thread is released the lock and now it is in wait state. So it's not executing other lines. But when you are calling the deposit method over here, then what will happen? It will call this particular method, deposit. Then it will print going to deposit. Yes, it is printing going to deposit. Then it is adding the amount. How much? 10,000 plus 10,000 is equals to 20,000. So here you should supposed to print this dot amount and check that it should supposed to give 20,000 as a result. And then deposit completed will be printed. Deposit completed is printed. Now it is notified. Now it is notifying the other thread. So other thread will start from here. From this particular condition will be again executed. So it will put that this dot amount is equals to this dot amount, that is the 20,000 minus 15,000 is equals to 5,000 will be the value of this dot amount. So you have to print that particular amount over here. And then we are printing what? Withdraw completed. So here it is printing withdraw completed. In this way, these two threads are communicating among themselves. This program is a very basic program and very clear program to understand this concept. So if you are understanding these things, then please subscribe to my channel. This PDF I'll give it to you. This PDF I'll keep into the description of this video. So you can download that. You can keep the PDF in front of you and execute these programs, and then I can understand the entire concept very clearly. This is the standard understanding of the wait, notify and notify all methods in understanding the inter-thread communication in Java. So I have just provided the example of wait and notify. You please use the same methodology to execute a particular program with the notify all. You will get the similar effect. To make the video smaller, to make within the 30 minutes as few of you have wanted. So I have make it within the 30 minutes of time only. I hope that it will help you out. If you like my videos and my teaching style, then please subscribe to my channel, like the videos and prescribe to others. Thank you very much.